Hello, Grand Park community. It's Courtney. Welcome to your Yoga Ala retreat. I'm really glad that you're here with me today. Thank you, Grand Park, for having us. So today we're going to continue working with intention. So in case you missed our other class, I was talking about how a lot of times, especially in a new year, we can get wrapped up in these like big ideas of who we want to be, how we want to do things. And that's great. It's great to be reflective. But oftentimes we burn out when we come up with something that's like so grandiose. It can be very heady and not really coming from what we truly want or are. And so today we're going to be thinking about this work through choosing what is called a mantra. And a mantra loosely translates as a vehicle of the mind. So the idea is that we allow our mind, we set a tone for our mind before a tone gets set for us. These tend to be really actionable things, really simple phrases. We're going to work with I am, and then I'm going to ask you to fill in the blank. And we'll keep coming back to this mantra as we practice together today. It helps to give us a focus. It helps us to give something that we're working on our mat, in addition to all our physical postures and breath. And so let's come to a seat. So finding a tall seat in your spine. Placing your hands down on your thighs. Arriving into your body. So maybe closing your eyes, feeling the breath moving through. Noticing where your mind is and bringing it here. So you're already here, so be here. Give yourself this time to practice, to reset, to regroup. And then for our setting of our mantra, I'm going to ask you to place your hands on your heart. I want this mantra to come from your heart and not from your head. So not something you think you should do, but something that you really want to do. Some part of yourself that you want to either bring back to life or maybe to shed light on. So start with the phrase I am and fill in the blank. I am peace. I am strong. I am kind. So something, it could even be something that you don't believe you are, but as we give ourselves the repetition of a mantra, our mind actually shifts and starts to believe it. And then from that belief creates action. So what are you today? Or who do you want to be today? Start to breathe with this mantra. So I am beautiful. Start to breathe in that beauty. I am present. Start to breathe in that presence. And just choose one simple thing to work with in your practice today. Seal your hands together. Bow into your mantra. Say it to yourself out loud. I am. And then we'll come to a stand. So finding yourself in a standing posture, mountain pose. Feel your feet underneath your hips. Feel your hips underneath your shoulders. Feel your ankles underneath your knees. Extend your hands actively out to the side. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. And stand tall in what you are. Don't shy away from it. So really be beautiful or present or strong. Standing that way, lifting it into your heart. From here, we'll rise our arms tall on the inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll bring that intention, that mantra into our heart. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale, bring it down into your heart. One more time. Inhale, scoop up that mantra. And then exhale, bring it into your heart. Really nice. Hands come back to the sides. Let's start to connect our breath with movement, moving from this mantra. Inhale, arms rise tall. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, rise your arms tall. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, rise your arms tall. Maybe you look up to your hands. Exhale, fold the body in half, let your head go. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, rise your arms tall. Exhale, draw the hands to your heart. 1 more time, my friends. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, rise your heart, flat back. Exhale, sink your heart through your thighs. Let your head go. Inhale, rise your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Hips come back, sinking into our first chair pose. Pulling your belly into your spine. Say your mantra. Maybe even say it out loud. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, stepping back, plank. Let's hold here. Scooping the belly into the spine, pressing into your knuckles. Knees can be down if you need it. Lifting up out of the shoulders. Settling the jaw away from its hinge. Let's tap our knees down to the earth. Tuck your toes. Come to gently sit back on your heels to stretch out the feet. Now, if that is way too much stretch, you can put weight into your hands and take a baby stretch. If you're sitting up, stack your shoulders over your hips, over your ankles. Take a couple breaths of gratitude into your feet that carry you around all day. And then coming forward to hands and knees, release the tops of your feet. Let's take the hands and flip them. So we'll do this gently. Listen to your wrists so the fingertips point back to the knees. And then the palms of the hands don't have to be up. So we're getting a stretch into the wrists and the forearms. If you have the mobility in this space, you can start to gently put weight into your wrists. Listen to yourself. Breathe that mantra up your forearms. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then release your hands forward. Let's come in for some cat-cows. Inhale, belly drops, heart lifts. Move from the space of your mantra. Exhale, curl your spine. So can you be that word, that phrase as you move? Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl everything up and in. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl everything up and in. Find a neutral spine. And then you're just going to start making circles like you have a pencil on your tailbone. So circling one direction. Maybe adding your head and your neck to it. And then switching the other direction. From here, come to neutral. Come to sit back on your bum, and we're gonna just add a couple little hip stretches before we start to move a little deeper. So we're gonna take the right shin parallel to the top of your space. Your left knee will bend, and left knee bends and comes out from the hips. So you're in kind of like a little, what is this? A little Z pose in the legs. So option one would be to stay here resting kind of upright with the hands down on either side of your right thigh, or you can come to rest back, puffing up your chest a little bit. So this is a stretch for the upper left hip flexor and thigh. It's called deer pose. Take a couple breaths here. And then we'll switch to the other side. So this time the left shin comes parallel to the top of your space, right knee bends out from the right hip. And then maybe you stay upright with the hands on opposite sides of the left leg, or you come to take both hands behind you, puff up your chest. Breathing into the space of your right hip, your right thigh. Coming back up, if you're folded, come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Interlace your hands behind your back, and then we'll send the interlace to rest on the left hip. Left ear comes to left shoulder, breathing into the right side of your neck. And then send your interlace back, puff up your chest, and then take the interlace to the outside of your right hip. Right ear comes to your right shoulder, breathing some space into the left side of your neck. Puff up your chest, send your interlace back. And then we'll come into a twist here. So taking your right hand to your left thigh, left hand comes to the base of your spine, and then taking a gentle twist, so not forcing anything, twisting towards your left shoulder, find length in your spine, and then find a twist in your back. So we're not jerking the neck back, we're twisting from the back. Take a couple breaths there. And then exhale to release. And then inhale, we switch sides. So left hand comes to right thigh, the right hand comes to the base of the spine. Find a tall spine. And then from tall spine, start to twist gently from the back. Not jerking the neck, but from the back, twisting over to the right. From here, come back to center, arms come up. So if you need to switch the cross of your legs, that might be a nice thing to do. Bend your elbows, arms come up, almost like you're, like a scarecrow. And then we're gonna come in for a little bit of forearm strengthening. Say your mantra so that you stay present and engaged. The mind gets chosen before the mind chooses us. And then we'll start to flick the hands open and closed, almost like you're a railroad crossing sign. And you'll start to notice that there'll probably be some burning in your forearms. Settle your shoulders away from your ears if they're not. And as the mind maybe starts to judge this or not like this, can you use your mantra to keep working through it? If there's pain, please come out. If there's discomfort, please stay. Maybe say your mantra nice and loud. Use that mantra to get you through a little discomfort, a little burning. Maybe start to flick your hands a little faster. Few more little flicks. Use your mantra. Really nice. Reach your arms tall, and then exhale, the hands come down to your knees. Let's close the eyes here. Take a couple breaths. Breathe with the quality of your mantra. So strength, beauty, whatever you're working with, breathe that into your heart. Flutter your eyes open, come forward to hands and knees, and then press yourself back to downward facing dog. So heels are reaching to the earth, knees are bent as much as the backs of the legs need, weight is pressed forward into the knuckles, head is loose, armpits hugging in. Walk your hands back for your feet. Little or big bend into your knees. Grab opposite elbows. And then start to roll yourself up. Coming back to your mountain pose, standing in your mantra. Arms come out to the side. Really nice. Let's start to flow a little bit. Inhale, arms come tall. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to plank, downward facing dog. Step your right foot for your right hand. Stay up on the ball of your back foot. Crescent lunge, inhale up. Exhale, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps for left hand, come on up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down, step left foot back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Let your head go. We're going to come into 2 more crescent flows like that. I want you to move like your mantra. So if you were to do a dance performance, a yoga performance of your mantra, we're going to move in that quality. So looking between your hands, step your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, arms rise tall. Exhale, fold yourself in half. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot for right hand. Stay up on the ball of back foot, crescent lunge, right leg. Exhale, hands come down, right foot steps back. Inhale, left foot steps for left hand, come on up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to earth, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. We have 1 more round of our crescent sun series. Looking towards your hands, step your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, rise your arms tall. Exhale, hands come to heart. 1 more round. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, plank, downward facing dog. Right foot steps for right hand, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to earth, right foot steps back. Inhale, left foot steps for left hand, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down, downward facing dog. And then let's all find child's pose. So knees come wide, big toes come together. Sink your hips, settle your forehead down on something. And then regain control of your breath. Slow it down, deepen it, soften it, whatever is most connected to your mantra. Option to stay resting if you need more rest. If you're ready to move along, press yourself back, downward facing dog. And then walk your hands back for your feet. Find a forward fold. And then roll yourself all the way up to a stand. So let's find our mountain pose again. Arms come wide to the side. We're going to come into balancing, so tree pose. And I want this tree pose to almost be like a sculpture of your mantra. So every little movement that we make to get into our tree pose, fill it with this intention of your mantra. So say your mantra to yourself. I am. And then hands come to hips in the quality of that mantra. Ground down into your left foot. Nice, strong, stable left leg. Take your right foot in like a kickstand to your left leg, your left ankle. If you need to use a wall, left hand comes to a wall. And then stand here as a sculpture, a statue of your mantra. And if there's any way that you could express this mantra deeper, maybe you take the foot to the calf, the inner thigh. Maybe you grow your branches of your tree. Anything that would be a deeper expression of this mantra. Maybe you make a little heart. I don't know. Whatever your mantra is. Maybe you lift your heart. Maybe you soften the pose. Maybe you try harder in the pose. Whatever your mantra is asking, be a statue of your mantra. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then as you exhale, release down, find your mountain pose. Announce your mantra one more time, almost like you're like, I am this thing, I am. And then setting it up on the other side. Hands come to hips for stability. Ground down into your right foot, your right standing leg. And then with the quality of your mantra, take your left foot to your right ankle. Pause there. Feel, maybe even say your mantra. And then express that mantra in your pose. However you take your pose, fill it with the intention of your mantra. Let yourself be whatever it is that you're striving to be. Let this pose be beautiful, present, strong. Whatever it is, celebrate it out here. Take one more breath wherever you are. Gently release out of the shape. Mountain pose one more time. Stand in your mantra. Feel your feet grounded in the mantra. And then let's come to lay on the back. So we'll do just a few finishing postures, and then we're going to take a guided meditation, just so you know what's up. So from here, just 2 rounds of bridge pose. Fingertips graze your heels, knees are stacked over your ankles. Moving from the space of your mantra, press down into your feet, lift up in your thighs. Maybe the arms stay there and you tuck your shoulders and you press into your forearms. Maybe you interlace your fingers and tuck your shoulders underneath. Don't move your head. So if you need to look at what's going on, come down and look and then set it up. Press down to rise your thighs. One more breath. Exhale, your hips come down. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Take a full breath. Let it come out. And then we'll come in again. So pressing down into the feet, rising the thighs, maybe interlacing the fingers, tucking the shoulders, lifting on up. Take one more breath. Exhale everything down. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Take a big breath. Take your feet a little wider than your hips. Let your knees fall in towards one another. And then take your knees side to side like windshield wipers. The next time they come over to the right, let them stay. Maybe take your arms wide or the arms up by the ears like a cactus. Option to stay here. If you want to stretch and add on a little hip work, you can take your right foot towards the upper left thigh, so just above the knee. Listen to the body. If the body is not liking that, don't do it, but option if it feels good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Release out of it. Switch to the other side. So knees come up and over to the left. Pause there. Take up space. And then maybe if it's an option and it feels good, tap your left heel to the kind of right above your right knee. You don't have to do that if it doesn't feel right. Take a few breaths wherever you are. Releasing out. Let's take the feet down underneath the knees, fingertips graze your heels, or come into our hip stretch. So rise your right foot tall, cross your right ankle over left thigh, figure four. Option one to stay here, or hug your left knee in towards your left shoulder, thread your right hand through your legs, and find an interlace either below your left knee or to the back of your left thigh. And we'll be here for about a minute, stretching into the right hip. Maybe close your eyes, maybe breathe your your mantra into your right hip. Settle your low back down, settle your shoulders away from your ears, soften into your hip with the breath. So really work with your breath and with your mantra to release something out of your hip. As you exhale, release out. Tap both your feet down to the earth. And then rise your left foot tall, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, and just pause there. See what's happening in your left hip flexor today. Option one to stay here. Option two, if you can keep your low back grounded on your mat, is to hug the right knee in and thread the left hand through the legs, finding an interlace below your right knee or to the back of your right thigh. Settle your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe some space into your left hip. Use your mantra if it helps. From here, release out of the shape. And then we'll make our way to happy baby. So keeping the low back on the mat, that's the most important thing. Bend your knees and then either grab the outsides of your feet. If the low back comes up, grab the backs of your thighs. If you have the thighs, keep pulling the thighs down towards your hips. If you have the feet, think about kicking the feet up to the ceiling as you pull the feet down to your hips. So hip opener here, take a few big breaths. Option to remain still, or if you want to rock side to side, that might feel nice for the low back. Breathe in, feel into your hips. Take one more big, full, conscious inhale. And then as you exhale, release to a comfortable position on your back. So comfortable position on your back might be flat on the back with the palms up. It might be knees bent with the soles of the feet underneath the knees. If you're chilly, take the time to cover yourself with something. So we're going to be on our backs for the rest of the class. And I want you to be as comfortable as possible. So once you commit and find your comfortable position on your back, see if you can stay in that position. So of course, if you need to itch or something, allow yourself that. But see if you can really commit to being still here, to giving yourself this time to work with your breath and with your mantra. So we'll take a few breaths together and then we'll come into guided meditation. We'll do our 3-count inhale where we breathe in 3 times, pausing at different parts of the body through the nose, and then we'll exhale everything out through the mouth. So let your body be clear of air. Breathe out the last exhale. Inhale, breathing into your belly and pause. Breathing into your heart and pause. Breathing into the top of your head and pause. From your mouth, sigh the breath out. 2 more times. Inhale to the belly and pause. Through your nose, inhale to your heart and pause. Through your nose, inhale to top of head and pause. And then exhale, release everything out. 1 more time. Inhale to belly and pause. Inhale to heart and pause. Inhale to top of head and pause. From your mouth, sigh the breath out. Let go of control of your breath. From here, I'm going to ask you one more time to work with your mantra. So what we're going to do here, we're going to paint this mantra through the body. So almost like we're going to start with the feet, we're going to go to the top of the head, we're going to really send this mantra to every part of our body so that at the end, maybe we feel like we are this thing, we can have this thing. So closing the eyes if they're not already, settling the bones, the muscles, everything grounding down into the floor. Say your mantra to yourself. I am. And then whatever that final word is, that's the word we're going to be using. If it's helpful to you, it might be fun or interesting to pick a color for this word. So if your word is present, what is the color present? If your word is strength or beautiful, what is that color? And we'll start to paint that word, that color into the soles of the feet, into each toe. Painting this color across the top of the foot and the ankles. Painting this word, this color into the shins, the backs of the calves. Painting this color word across your knee joints, up your thighs, backs of thighs to hips. Painting this word into your low back, your mid back, and your upper back. Letting this word trickle down your shoulders. Painting this word across your collarbone, letting it fill into the space of the heart. Allowing this body to sink down into the pit of your belly. Traveling back up to the heart and the collarbone. Painting this word, this color down your arms to your elbow joints, forearms and wrists. Letting this word fill into the shape of your hands and each of your fingers all the way to the tips. Maybe even imagine painting your fingernails with this word, with this color. Traveling back up your outer arms, all the way back up to your shoulders, painting this word back down the shoulders again. Letting this word fill into your neck, into the throat. Maybe choosing to speak from this word for the rest of the day. Painting this word into your jaw, letting it fill into your lips and your tongue and your mouth, even your teeth. Filling this word into your cheeks, into your nose, letting breath come in as the quality of this word. Let all sounds be filled with the quality of this word. Filling the color and this word into your eyes, into the way that you'll choose to see the world. Painting this color across your eyebrows and your forehead. Letting this word, this color sink into your mind and your thoughts. Painting this word into the top of your head. And just like you were dyeing your hair of this word, letting it fill in from root to tips of your hair. See yourself as this word. And let this word sink into your skin, to the muscles, to the bones, to your soul, to the deepest part of you. And just take a couple finishing breaths here in this mantra, here in this word. From here, we'll sink off into 2 minutes of Shavasana. So letting go of any breath work, any mind stuff, just letting yourself be here in the experience of your practice, of your mantra. Nothing to do for 2 minutes, but be in the experience of that. So from here, just starting to bring some more awareness back to your breath. Letting the breath fill back into the shape of your body. Starting to find any small movements to bring you back into the shape of your body. Maybe some little sways or wiggles. It might feel nice to take a full body stretch. And then eventually rolling over to your right side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. And then really feeling the earth underneath you here. And from the grounding of the earth, press yourself up to a comfortable seat, just like we started together. Drawing your hands into a gesture at your heart, bow your chin into your chest. Maybe saying your mantra to yourself one more time, believing it, being it, using it as a way to move through the rest of your day. The light in me acknowledges the light in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you, Grand Park, for having us, and I will see you next week. Thank you all. Bye-bye.